just back home, final game of the season. It was Sligo Rovers v Bohemians. Game finished 1-1. Disappointed that the season's ended. Roller coaster of a season for Rovers. Finally got Europe. Delighted with that. And to be fair, kind of delighted with the performance today. I thought first half especially were very, very good. Johnny Kenny absolutely tying with Bohemians back four. It was absolutely phenomenal. Took his goal really, really well. I rave about him constantly. What can I say? Coming back home just a few days after being in Bulgaria with the Irish under 19s, got 3 goals in 3 for them, and I'm just delighted we got us on a 3-year deal. Hopefully we can stick on to him for a bit longer, because what a talent we have on our hands. The other 2 bright performances I thought was Robbie McCourt and McDonald. 2 very, very bright performances. McDonald working very hard in midfield, creating a lot of chances as well. Robbie McCourt solid as ever at the back with Mahon and Blaney. Nice to see Blaney back. Haven't seen him in a couple of months with the injury he had, but great to have him back on the pitch. Haven't really seen him actually since probably July or August time, so it's been a while. Lewis Banks as well, absolutely superb. He recently signed for us again for another season. I think he's one of the best fullbacks in the league in my opinion. Absolutely phenomenal, and he showed it again tonight. He was unlucky not to get a goal again. His work rate as well, I must say, is absolutely phenomenal. Second half then, kind of the game opened up a bit. Bowes had a couple of chances. McGinty looking solid as ever in goal. Their only kind of real threat in my opinion was when Georgie Kelly came on, and look, he got his goal. Very well taken. Disappointing in our point of view, conceding the goal, but I think a 1-1 is a fair kind of result at the end of the game for both teams. Bright performance, Jamie Keogh when he came on as well. Thought it livened the game up very, very well. Walter Figueira as well came on. He'd done his part. Be interesting to see if he'll get a contract now for next season. I'm not 100% sure that he will. But overall, listen, season's over. Sad the season's finished. But delighted we've got Europe. A bit of a relief, to be honest, since our form since probably August has just been atrocious. But yeah, we got over the line in the end. Sad the season's over, but a great way to finish off. And we'll see you all next season.
Hi everyone, match reaction to Sligo 1, Bohs 1. Last game of the season for Bohs and for all the teams. Johnny Kenny got the goal on 16 minutes for Sligo, and I think 78 minute Georgie Kelly came on. First touch, got a goal for Bohs. He didn't really do much more in the game, but he did the most vitalist thing possibly. Got a goal, rescued a point for us. Overall in the game, I thought Sligo were very good. They were excellent. They were doing tricks and flicks in the midfield, and they were comfortable on the ball. They were confident in the ball. They were confident in possession. They held possession when they could. They worked it around, and they had a lot of shots on Talbot. Talbot made a good save earlier on from Banks. Banks cut in on the left and shot, and Talbot got across the top corner and got rid of it. And he had a few more good saves too. But Kenny picked the ball up and he did a few tricks and that. Good footwork with the ball, good close control. Just found it back of the net for a long way out. I know question marks, maybe Talbot could have done a bit better, but I won't take away from the goal. It was very well worked. It was a good strike and it was a good goal. Other than that, really, it was a mixed bag for both in the first half. We didn't do a lot. We didn't get forward too much. We didn't create much at all. It was more or less Sligo had the ball and they were getting forward and they were coming at us, and we were trying to keep them out. Moving in the second half then, Wardy came off. He was playing on the wing. Malin came on. He had a very positive impact. We got the ball and he drove forward when he could with the ball. His first touch was forward a lot. He found a lot of passes out. I thought he did very well. Hopefully we keep him for next season. I think he has a spark in him. If he could stay injury free, I think he'll be a good player for us going forward. And then Kelly came on very late into the second half. Late enough second half. And I think it was 75th minute he came under that, and first touch was a goal. The ball came in, it was floated in, and Kelly got behind and got it in. A lot of injury time was on it. There was like 7 minutes of injury time that was played. But yeah, it ended up being 1-1 in the end.
What a club! What a club, man! What you said? What a club! What you said? What a club! What a club! What a drugs! What the 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 drugs! On the drugs! We're staying up! We're staying fucking up, man! War result, man! Come on, the drugs! Come on, the drugs! Don't you know? Pump it up!
Hi guys, a 0-0 draw for the Saints away to Waterford for the last game of the season. I am happy with how Pat's played very well, played some lovely stuff, just couldn't really score. Waterford's goal let a charmed life at times, rested a lot of players like Alfie Lewis, Dara Bones, Matty Smith, Ian Birmingham, Paddy Barra, etc. But kind of came out and really were determined to score. I thought Waterford would kind of put it more up to us, but they never really did. They had a few chances in the second half, I think once in the first half. Yarrows pulled off 2 very good saves in the second half, but bar that, we're never really on top. We kind of had a lot of the ball. They were happy to kind of let us have it by the looks of it. Probably trying to catch us in the counter attack, but strange to see Waterford in that situation. Whereas when they came in 2018, they got Europe. Now I know we took it off in the next season, but because of the technicality or whatever. But like that season, they were able to beat so many teams like Rovers, Derry, Pats, Dundalk, Cork, and now they're in that situation. It's kind of sad to see. I do hope they stay up. It's a good trip, but it remains to be seen. I think that will do the players a lot of confidence for the final. A lot of fresh legs now. The rest of the players I just mentioned, and a lot of lads got a good few minutes in the tank, so we have a lot of experience there playing at cup finals, the likes of Bermo, Forrester, Benson, Barrett, etc. John Mountney as well, but he's injured, but hopefully can be a voice for the lads as well. If just hopefully we can live up to the standards we have been playing, and hope for a good game anyway. So until next season, guys, thanks very much.
And it's Blues 0, Pats 0. Look, the performance was flat, and normally I'd give out about that sort of thing, but really, you know, given what happened in Ballybuffet, that didn't really matter, and it was probably beneficial to us that we didn't get any injuries, we didn't get any suspensions, so that's probably the best we could have hoped for. If we really wanted to win, you know, we could have done it against Derry 2 weeks ago, or against Longford on Saturday. Yeah, there's not that much I can say about the game. Jeremy Malambo was unlucky not to get a goal. Yaris played well in goal again for Pats. Yeah. So there's really a lot I want to say, but it's more about the game on Friday. UCD are going to be a tough challenge. It would be devastating to finally get things right down here, and then have to start all over again from the first division. So I'm praying to God that we don't go down. It's going to be a tough game though.
So just an after-match update of Derry City against Dundalk at Oriel Park. Derry came from behind, they won the game by 2-1 and take 4th place ahead of Bohemians. Sean Murray with a pie driver from distance, which look, they've taken a deflection that beat Nathan Gardside. Derry equalised on the stroke of half time through Kieran Harkin, who had another pile driver again, a deflection which took it past Peter Cherry in the Dundalk goal. Derry started the second half of Ryder. They had a couple of half chances before they did take the lead, which came through Teeman McGonigal, who beat the offside trap. They slot the ball beyond Peter Cherry to get Derry a 2-1 lead. Derry had a couple of chances, half chances after that. They make it 3-1, but they didn't. A brilliant goal line clearance from Jackie Hart to maintain Derry's 2-1 lead as Dundalk pushed for an equaliser. As you can hear behind me, the Derry fans are singing their Let's Do the European dance. We're not quite there yet, but we've done our bit. We're just hoping now some Pats can help us out on Sunday week in the FA Cup final against Bohemians. For Derry City, for their season 2021 is over now. It started with 4 defeats in the opening 6 games. It looked like we were going to be in a relegation battle. Rory Higgins came in, quickly transformed the team. We've now taken 4th spot. Will it be enough to get into Europe? We'll find out next Sunday. I really enjoyed doing the Irish Footy vlogs this season, and hopefully I'll be able to do it again next year. See you later.
Hi guys, just home there from the Dundalk Derry game. We're finished Dundalk 1, Derry 2. It was an interesting enough game for the last game of the season. Not really much at stake for Dundalk, but a lot at stake for Derry. as it did see them clinch 4th place, which could be just good enough for them to get Europe if Pats win the cup, of course. But yeah, no, the game started off cagey enough. Neither team really doing much, just kind of pressing each other out, and then fantastic chance came for Dundalk when Pat Hoban was 1-on-1 with the keeper, and just delayed long enough to allow the defender to come in and clip it away on him. Then not long later after that though, Sean Murray did put Dundalk ahead. Nice shot. Keeper should have done a lot better. Didn't get his body behind it at all, and just let it go into the back of the net. And it looked like it was going to end the half of 1-0 Dundalk, and then Harkin from out of fucking nowhere, unbelievable strike, great fit, I have to say, a fantastic shot, levels it up. And after that, I really think Derry, especially like when obviously that was the end of the first half, but in the second half then Derry really put the screws on Dundalk, and they got a deserving goal, I think, but it was controversial. Looking back on some of the replays there, it did look offside. But you know, then they go for you, sometimes go against you at other times. But yeah, the dog pressing then towards the end, and it was sorry, it was odd. I thought that Vinnie Perth said not to bring on Michael Duffy for his farewell, but he took on some of the youth players, which was nice to see. So hopefully Dundalk now can go on and press on in the closed window now with our new owners, and we can sign a couple of players up and we can go ahead and look forward to next season instead of just wondering who else is going to be on our team for next year. But yeah, so disappointing season for Dundalk overall, but you can't win them all, I suppose. But still, Montown.
Final score for Fun Park this evening: Fun Hearts 5, Longford Town now. We survived for another season. Wonderful performance tonight in a full packed house in Fun Park. Goal scored, Will Seymour's second goal of his professional career and second of the season. Ryan Conley with goal of the season contender. Wow, so bad. Second half, Carol O'Sullivan scored a massive deflection. Also as well, we had Tunde scored his 12th goal of the season, 10 in the league and 12 overall. And Luke Rudden, who came on for score his first professional goal for the club. Overall, wonderful achievement by all the lads. There were a few doubters at the start of the season when we started off well, and then we kind of fell away. But it proved us all wrong again, and that's the type of manager he is. Big game now for Waterford now against UGD next Friday night in Gladden in the playoff. Looking forward to the new season already. Hope all these sides, a lot of these players up again. Tunde, what a find we had this season with him. Probably didn't start well to start, we got a lot more goals. But overall, buzzing this evening, buzzing for the club, buzzing for the town. We'll see you all next season. Up the Hearts, come on!
Alright everyone, just back up from the game between ourselves, Shamrock Rovers and Drogheda United. Finished 2-1 to us on the night, which I was very happy with. Rounded out the league in style. 7,763 or something around that amount. The biggest crowd in Tallaght ever, and the biggest crowd in 2021 in the League of Ireland. The goals on the night were from Mark Doyle for Drogheda, a penalty, a dubious penalty in my opinion, but I'm not a referee. I can't turn around and say if it's a penalty or if it's not a penalty because I don't know the ins and outs of the game, do you get me? But to me, behind the goal, and to a lot of Rovers fans behind the goal, it seemed dubious. I'd love to hear Drogheda perspective on it. Mark Doyle slotted away the penalty. Alan Mans went the wrong way and he slotted it home to the keeper's right, I think. I could be wrong. Then in the second half, we went into the break 1-0 down at half time. The second half we came out like a whole different team. Graham Burke, back from an injury riddled season, got his 10th and 11th goal of the season. Now I could be fact checked on that as well. I think it's either 10 or 11. He's definitely hit double figures in the league this year. He turned the game around, one header and a tidy little finish for his first goal, and the good, I think it was a header, I could be wrong, but a good header for the second goal. All in all, for myself, I'm delighted. That's the fourth league I've seen Rovers win since I started following them. 3 in person, 1 obviously last year. We've done 2 in a row now, which I'm immensely happy with. I think that with the signing of Jack, obviously losing Joey's a big thing, and I really mean that. Joey O'Brien is a legend, and I will not hear anything different about him. The man's a legend, and I wish him all the best in his future endeavours. But it was tough tonight seeing Joey leave, because it always seems like Joey's going to stay on forever. Like, he's like one of them types of players that he will walk until he can't walk anymore. I think he's going to be a great coach, and I do see him back in some vicinity in a role at Rovers in a few years' time, after he does a few years with Duffer Shells, hopefully. I think Drogheda are a very good side. I really do. I think they have a few good players in there, like Chris Lyons. I don't know whether Chrissy played tonight, but he's a good player. Mark Doyle's another good player. Calvin Phillips, Conor Kane, James Brown, very good players. And David Adamusu, the keeper, is a very good player. I think that if Drogheda invest well into that side, and like everything stays intact, with maybe 1 or 2 departures, but like nothing major, I think that Drogheda will push for Europe next year. Now that could be a bold show, but that's what I believe after tonight's game and after Drogheda season in general. I know they finished 7th or 6th or 7th, but I think they've had a very strong season for a team that's came up. All in all, for myself, that's 2 in a row now. Jack Bowen came in and announced this morning. I think it's going to take a very, very, very good... It'll have to take a very, very good side to beat Rovers to the league next year, in my own opinion. It's not me being biased, or it's not me being like, oh, it's Rovers, it's this, it's that. I really believe that anyone who can put it to Rovers will try and put it to us next year, because if we're not stopped next year, I could see us doing what Dundalk done over, like, from 2014 to 2018, 2019. I can see us going on that type of run, because the money's there. Let's be honest, the money's there. We have one of the best facilities in the country, if not the best facilities, where in ground wise and training facilities wise. I think that the management team at the moment are in a great spot. Whether this year isn't Brad's last year, but if next year is Brad's last year and we do what happened in the 4 in a row sides, now I know it's very fucking weird to me to be comparing this Rovers side to the great 4 in a row side in the 80s, but I think that Rovers could achieve that level of dominance again if we invest well into the squad and don't make stupid signs. But I'm very happy. We are on 70, could be around 78 points, I think. I think we finished 12 points ahead of Pat's 13 points. I'm very happy. Well done to Derry for claiming that 4th spot. Well done to the league in general. I think that most teams performed well. Longford, hard luck. Go again next year. You are a very good side, very inexperienced side this year, but you have some very good players in that team. For the likes of Waterford and UCD will be a good playoff final. I do think that, in my own opinion, Waterford will nick it, but who knows? But yeah, I'm happy Rovers won the league for the 2nd time in a row, the 4th time we've seen us win it. Three in the stadiums when we won it, and 1 obviously at home last year, but 19 league titles, 25 league cups. It's going to take some side to try and get it match that, or even better, because I don't see it happening for a long time. So thanks Keith again for letting me do the analysis this year. I've really enjoyed it, and yeah, Rovers champions, what more can I say?